This was on Miranda's 18th birthday. You can see Dan coming towards Miranda and her backing away with fear.
For criminal, no one can really say.
Yikes.
Sure.
Yikes. Yikes.
Because I will tase her if necessary.
Uh-oh.
What?
I have the taser.
You have a taser?
I said lots of nice things.
No, I said nice things about you.
Oh.
Ooh, guys, what do you think?
On TV. That's gonna get on TV.
We have a video here by a YouTuber named Philion, and it's about possibly the most vile man in all of Hollywood. The monster of Nickelodeon, Dan Schneider. If you are ready, I'm ready to destroy some motherfucking childhoods. So let's get right into it. This is the video aforementioned, the monster of Nickelodeon. Let's give it a shot.
That was amazing. That was one of the better things I've ever heard.
What the fuck?
Hi, what's going on here?
It's Ariana Grande. She's huge
Why are you sitting
now.
on the floor of the set?
If you
This
grew up
video will
watching
make me
Nickelodeon,
uncomfortable.
There's a high chance you've heard stories about the infamous Dan Schneider. Dan got his start in the entertainment industry in the 80s. After attending Harvard for just one semester, he moved back home to Memphis to work on computers.
Go ahead and talk to Jerry. I'm sure he's gonna have some super intelligent things to say. Really.
Anybody know about this? Anybody know about Dan Schneider?
I went to Harvard. Not really.
This was ultimately short-lived, and he would abandon his job with the goal of making it big in Hollywood. He packed up his bags and moved to Los Angeles, California to start his acting career. Dan Schneider starred in movies such as Better Off Dead, The Big Picture, and Hot Resort. And although the movies did in the box office,
So he was a middling actor.
was not his medium. His portrayal as Dennis Blunden in ABC's Head of the Class would bring clarity to Dan Schneider. He was going to dominate television. Instead of acting, Dan began to write, produce, and create shows.
He didn't want to be the actor. He wanted to control the actors.
Drake and Josh and Sam and Cat.
Drake and Josh. I love that show, man.
And TV executive in children's entertainment television for the last 30 years.
Is this gonna ruin Drake and Josh more for me, given what happened with Drake?
Leading the charge. A full-grown man has plastered his entire career with his foot fetish. Dan Schneider has deleted over 14,000 tweets. That included the words child, foot, and toes. Almost all of Dan Schneider's shows include aspects of
What the
physical
fuck?
comedy, including feet. After all, feet are funny. They're silly. Doesn't everyone just love feet? No. Dan Schneider and feet are inseparable.
What the fuck? This is disgusting.
In fact, entire meme compilations have been made about his foot fetish. There is a dark cloud of silence surrounding Nickelodeon's past horrors. In the late 90s and early 2000s, Nickelodeon's dialogue coach Brian Peck and Dan Schneider hosted scouting events for
Leonardo.
These events would include taking your shoes off and participating in camp-like activities such as tennis or swimming. Revenge of the Sis podcast has been relentlessly investigating Dan Schneider over the years. According to an anonymous child actor who attended one of these scouting calls, parents were separated from children to attend a seminar in order to meet agents, while the kids were scouted.
We got somebody on the inside.
These kids were aged 13 to 22.
He's like, you got to just take off your shoes, just like run around in front of the camera, you know, talk about how much you love being barefoot. And at the time,
what the
even
fuck?
It was like, okay, that's weird, but
yeah.
Because I was still young.
Right.
So what would happen is that your parents would send you to sort of like this camp. It was basic acting classes, and it was an opportunity for the kids to get discovered. And interestingly enough, most of the kids got discovered by the pool.
Brian Peck was later charged with 11 accounts of sexual assault with
What the fuck?
John Doe in court documents. Although the identity of the 15-year-old minor has never been confirmed, in fear that it would damage the young star's career, speculations on the internet have swirled around since this case. According to yet another anonymous
Drake
source,
Bell.
the minor at the time was allegedly Drake Bell. It is impossible to ever know if this is true or not, but the internet seems convinced. Brian Peck was convicted in 2004 and served 16 months in prison. After his release, he was never allowed to work near children.
16 months?
Right?
What a sick fuck. It should have been way worse than that.
Of Zack and Cody.
Hi, I'm Cole Sprouse, and you're watching Disney Channel.
Wait a minute. He got the what? Why are we talking about Disney?
Again, work near children ever again, right? No, Disney hired him to work on Sweet Life of Zack and Cody.
Hi, I'm Cole Sprouse,
Why?
and you're watching Disney Channel.
Why would you hire him?
An article from the LA Times in 2002, named Groomed to Be All That, details how child actors were media trained and prepped on how to deal with their unordinary life by Nickelodeon. They would carry pamphlets and
Do you think child acting, chat, do you think child acting is child abuse?
It highlights Nickelodeon's awareness of the...
It depends on how it's done, but I think in contemporary Hollywood, it's very abusive and very mentally taxing.
But let's talk about problems that we can avoid, which is why today's video is sponsored by Keeps. Keeps is a subscription service that helps men keep their hair. They offer clinically proven...
Alright, we're gonna watch the ad. We're gonna support Philion. Philion made an excellent video. He's awesome, dude. I'm a huge fan of his, and we're gonna watch it.
Half the cost of pharmacy prices. With Keeps, you can get quality.
Any baldies in chat? I don't have bald problems. You can see.
24/7 care and support. Each treatment plan comes
Full head of hair,
with
baby.
unlimited messaging.
It ain't going nowhere.
Prescribing doctor
It's
about
in tight.
Anytime. 2 out of 3 guys will experience hair loss before the age of 35, but don't worry. Keeps has you covered. In addition to clinically proven treatments, Keeps has an award-winning all-natural thickening shampoo and conditioner
Thickening.
system. Keeps physicians will help you select the right products and treatments for your...
My hair is already pretty thick. I have a lot of volume. You can see right here.
To get 50% off your first order, go to keeps.com/Philion.
Maybe I'll check it out.
That's KEEPS.com/Philion. And thank you to Keeps for sponsoring this video. Under Dan Schneider's writing and directing, girls were overtly sexualized time and time again.
Yikes.
Is haunting and disgusting, and by today's standards, it's almost ancient. The dichotomy of growing up watching Nickelodeon and reviewing this.
But is there any evidence that Dan Schneider did anything?
His obvious foot fetish, along with adult references that a child or young adult should not have to perform. Considering the power dynamic of an executive producer and actor. Remember, this is pre-Me Too, when the culture surrounding predation in Hollywood was even more secretive. All this to say,
more secretive?
Campaigns or exposés,
I think it's still secretive.
Would have been dealt with, if you catch my drift. In 2010, Nickelodeon hosted a website called The Slap, where actors of their most popular shows would post and interact with the media hosted on the site. Now, it redirects to nick.com after Dan Schneider left Nickelodeon in 2018. One of the most disturbing pieces of content featured on The Slap was Ariana Grande or Cat Valentine from Sam and Cat being forced to perform vile acts that only a demented man would green light.
So now, just for fun, I'm gonna say 3 sentences that I bet not one person has ever said before in the history of mankind. Sentence number 1. Oh man, my uvula got stuck between that hamster's toes. See? That could never happen because your uvula is that swingy thing in the back of your throat right here. Sentence number 3. I'm soaking wet! Quick, somebody bring me the ocean! No one would ever say that.
What the fuck?
Because if you were soaking wet and you're upset about it, the last thing you'd want is for somebody to bring you the ocean. Because the ocean is even more wet than even the wettest person in the world. Have you ever tried to get your whole big toe in your mouth? Check this out.
What the fuck? Man, this is hard to watch, man. This is really weird.
If you can get juice from a potato.
Juice from a potato? Ugh. Is this yikes? Is this TOS, guys? Is this TOS? What the fuck?
I'm thirsty.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Why? Somebody's gonna pay for this. Some motherfuckers gotta pay.
In the video. Come on.
What the fuck?
Give us the juice.
End this segment. Please let this be the last one.
Schneider goes by
That was legitimately the hardest thing I've ever had to watch, or at least one of them. And I've seen shit. I've been on 4chan numerous times. I've been on Reddit numerous times. I've been on the dark web numerous times. And that was hard to watch. Who would even greenlight something like that? Is it Dan Schneider? Is Dan Schneider the person responsible? Let's find out.
Dan Warp on his social media accounts. He has since deleted over 20 million views of videos from his YouTube channel and curiously updated his playlists years after his involvement with Nickelodeon, pointed out by fellow YouTuber Sloan. Miranda Cosgrove from
He keeps
iCarly
deleting
has
stuff.
clips of Dan touching her.
Somebody who's completely innocent would not feel the need to delete stuff. If you felt completely fine and you felt like you've done nothing wrong at all, you would not have to delete comments and delete comments and delete videos. That is the behavior and action and psychology of somebody who's tremendously guilty and doesn't want people to know what kind of behavior that they were up to behind the scenes.
With the production crew. It's definitely inappropriate and bizarre. Criminal? No one can really say for sure.
What is this right here? This was on Miranda's 18th birthday. You can see Dan coming towards Miranda and her backing away with fear.
Or criminal? No one can really say.
Yikes.
For sure.
Yikes. Yikes.
Because I will tase her if necessary.
Uh-oh.
What?
I have the taser.
You have a taser?
I said lots of nice things.
No, I said nice things about you too.
Ooh, guys, what do you think?
On TV. That's gonna get on TV.
See, here's the thing. It kind of goes back with the Bored Ape yet Nazi Club kind of thing, where you could see one coincidence and that's just a point. And you see another coincidence, that's another point. And then when you have multiple points, guess what? That makes a line. How many points are here?
McCurdy, or Sam from iCarly, and later Sam and Cat, quit acting and looks negatively on her acting career as a whole. She is the definition of a product of the toxic work environment and abuse
I remember
was
her
receiving while working as a child actor.
Hey, Dan Schneider. I know you're watching my Vine. Do you like my Vine? Vine. Look what you've done to me.
She would later find her place behind the camera as a producer and director. Both Miranda Cosgrove and Jeanette McCurdy did not attend the Kids' Choice Awards in 2014, while Dan Schneider won a Lifetime Achievement Award. In 2019, she released a teaser called He Touched Me for a loose autobiography that she was making. This left the internet both disturbed and interested in who she was referencing. One theory is that her brother in this clip alludes to Dan Schneider.
There's a lot of abuse that happens. I worked with an incredibly emotionally abusive producer. Even talking about it now, my face gets hot thinking of it.
The other theory is
what
that this
the
clip
fuck
portrays a similar scene when she was in Law & Order SVU. It's also worth noting that Jeanette McCurdy is not part of the very successful iCarly reboot. She has even stated that she is ashamed of the role she played in the original iCarly.
Oh my god.
Amanda Bynes easily has the strangest and darkest story regarding Nickelodeon. She met Dan Schneider
Amanda
at 10 years
Bynes.
old on the
I used
set
to watch
of
the
All
Amanda
That,
Show.
and would go on to get her own spin-off show called The Amanda Show. Amanda Bynes was a child star who lacked a relationship with her parents. It seemed as if she was just the breadwinner for the family and that's all they cared about. She was quoted asking for breaks because she was working so much. She developed eating disorders and was even medicated at a young age to help her deal with her problems such as
See, this is the kind of shit that happens, and it happens all the time.
She played. In other words, acting was her way to cope with reality. At 16, Amanda wanted to be emancipated from her parents, meaning she
Okay.
would live her life independently without them. And during this period in her life, she would spend increasing amounts of time with Dan Schneider. An article claiming that she was going to live with Dan Schneider and his wife was removed from the internet in 2003. In 2014, at the age of 26 years old, Amanda Bynes was put in a conservatorship by her family. Since then, there have been outbursts from her Twitter alleging serious abuse from her father, but nothing has happened.
What the
There's
fuck?
also speculation that potential abuse from a father figure means Dan Schneider. There have been numerous Twitter accounts that impersonate Amanda and ask for money or share random details about the conservatorship, and it's impossible to know if one of the accounts is actually her or not. A cryptic message
Is she completely like yeeted and deleted off the internet? Does anyone know anything about Amanda Bynes?
Amanda Bynes, detailed by NT Lawyer, reads out in capital letters, Dan.
Last night, after the news broke out about a certain producer and actress, all of you know who knows the producer as well as anyone else sent me this. Thank you for all the ongoing support. I don't know how any of these men sleep at night, but if there's one thing I do know is that what's done in the dark will always come to light. D-A-N-D-I-D-I-T. Dan did it. Dan did it!
Dan did it. This could just be celebrity gossip, but it's oddly specific and sometimes correct. However, at the bottom of Crazy Days and Nights website, there is a disclaimer that states, the site publishes rumors, conjecture, and fiction. In addition to accurately reported information,
they have to have the disclaimer just to make sure.
Portrayed in the blog
the disclaimer.
Are products of the author's imagination or are used fictitiously. Information on this site may contain errors or inaccuracies, so there's nothing really to make of this. It's up for debate whether or not Jamie Lynn Spears had to quit Zoe 101 after becoming pregnant in 2007 and ending the show.
Yeah, I remember that.
NT Lawyer, an anonymous blogger who runs the site Crazy Days and Nights, alleges that a producer is actually the father of Jamie Lynn Spears' child.
What?
Who is old enough
is
to
it
be
Dan Schneider?
And that new boyfriends are being lined up as we speak.
What the fuck?
2 months before she announced her pregnancy. One conspiracy is that Dan Schneider is the father of her child.
That's insane.
There's another producer at Nickelodeon.
How come there's so many mythological or like secrets around this guy?
Dan and his production team, Schneider's Bakery, are let go from Nickelodeon with a severance package of $7 million. Because,
of course,
why not?
$7 million.
Schneider said in a joint statement, since several Schneider's Bakery projects are wrapping up, both sides agreed that this is a natural time for Nickelodeon and Schneider's Bakery to pursue other opportunities and projects. There are two reasons why Nickelodeon cut ties with Dan Schneider: declining ratings and or allegations against him. It's incredibly easy to hate Dan Schneider, whether it be having teens deliver adult jokes, sexualizing young stars, or blasting feet over.
But is any of this true? Like, is there any evidence connecting Dan Schneider to these things?
Direct allegations. It is actually impressive how many dead ends and links surround this story. This is either the biggest Hollywood secret that has been kept under wraps, or the result of a deranged but not criminal man and internet dogpiling. But deleting thousands of tweets and videos can only mean one thing. What is he hiding?
True. What the fuck? What the fuck? What the fuck? Oh my god.